You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, B&B fans. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt. And it's been a rough week for Steffy Forrester. She's hiding out over at Granddad Eric's, and Finn and Liam have both been over there making the case for why she should choose them. I would like to make the case right now for why Steffy should dump both Finn and Liam and choose an entirely different man, and I have a very specific man in mind. Right now, Finn is completely desperate for Steffy to come home, and Liam is completely desperate to steal her from Finn. But what if both men are just a really bad idea for her? We'd like to see her with another guy entirely, and I think some other fans may agree with me. I'm sure plenty of fans won't, but I know there's a faction of fans out there who are shipping them, and I think she would be better off with another guy entirely who would definitely love her to bits. He would love to have her on his arm. Who is it? Let's talk about it. I'm going to dig into it in 1 second. If you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, news, updates, and fun videos like this one. All right, let's dig in. So the guy that we're talking about is someone who pledged to be loyal to only her. This hunk was her first real love before she ever gave Liam or Wyatt Spencer the time of day. Fans waited 7 years to see this couple make love for the first time, and when Steffy hit the sheets with him, it sizzled. Have you figured it out yet? We are talking about Steffy's ex-father-in-law, the hot, the powerful, the stallion, Bill Spencer. So back in 2011, if you don't remember or if you weren't watching them, Steffy was so hot for Bill that she tried to steal him from Katie Logan, and she did all kinds of scheming to make it happen. She would have slept with him back then, but right when they were about to do the deed, her mom Taylor busted in and C-word blocked them. Not that C-word, the other C-word, the male one. Blocked them and then went and tattled to Katie, ruining everything for Steffy and Bill. And because of Katie's persistent heart issues, Bill decided he had to stay with her. So he backtracked on his promise to be with Steffy. He has regretted it for years. Heartbroken Steffy then almost drowned in a bathtub, but Liam saved her, and that launched a decade of waffling between Steffy and hope for Liam. Fast forward to 2018. And Steffy was with Liam, but he was having this kind of low-key emotional affair with Sally Spectra. He was always with Sally. He was with her constantly. He was trying to help her with her business, Spectra Fashions. He was defending Steffy from Bill. And Steffy kept asking him, you're spending too much time with this woman, stop seeing her, yada, yada. Of course, he didn't listen, and he kept on. And during the Spectra Fashion Building explosion, you might remember Bill actually got to boom and lower the little thing on the dynamite box to trigger the explosion. Liam was in the building with Sally. They were caught in the rubble and they had a kiss. And the kiss wasn't that particularly passionate, but it was a kiss that culminated months of what clearly to me, watching back then, was an emotional affair. So Steffy knew that everything was headed in that direction. She warned Liam to stop hanging out with Sally, but he wouldn't stop. His loyalties always seemed to be divided on who is the most helpless woman in his orbit. That's my opinion. So at the time, very angry Steffy walked out of the house. She headed over to Grandpa Eric's to spend the night in the guest room, the guest cottage, and she ran into Bill Spencer, and they had an amazing night of passion. If you weren't watching back then, you should go find a YouTube video and rewatch it. It was hot. All right. So then she turns up pregnant and wasn't sure if it was Liam or Bill's baby. Bill proposed. Steffy said no. Taylor shot Bill. This was back in the days before it was Krista Allen, when it was still Hunter Tylo. Just, by the way, just if you were curious or couldn't remember. So Bill was scheming to be with Steffy back then. He was faking signs of them having an affair to trick Liam. In the end, Bill backed off because that's what Steffy asked him to do. And then she went to take that paternity test. And what was really weird was Bill was at the OB/GYN office. I'm guessing he wasn't getting his ovaries checked. So he was right there by the lab the day she had the test run for absolutely no reason. And for that reason, fans remained very suspicious about the paternity test results. So we will see. And after Liam, fast forward, after Liam knocked up Hope, while he was still kind of back and forth and low-key involved with Steffy, Steffy let Bill put his sword necklace on her, and she told Liam she was done with him. He could have Hope. She'd be with Bill. These were great scenes. Bill basically, while she was telling Liam, we're done, and he was like, take off that sword necklace, and she's like, no. And then Bill decided to show up over there to support her, and Bill's like, look, we're going to raise Kelly together. Steffy is never going to have to deal with your back and forth stuff with Hope again. I'm a real man. I'm completely devoted to her, yada, yada, yada. It was very interesting stuff. And then when Liam pleaded with her to stay with him, Steffy stepped over beside Bill. In the end, Steffy did not, let him put a ring on it. And many fans were completely excited that they were finally going to get a Steffy and Bill, real relationship. And then the writers just pivoted. They went in another direction. And then she stepped away from him. And then there was the whole stolen baby Beth that she adopted, and then a motorcycle wreck, and then she ended up with Finn. So that's where that went. But let's consider, just for now, I've got 5 reasons why Bill is the best partner for Steffy Forrester and why she should walk away from both Finn and Liam. I'm going to share those 5 things with you right now. But if you haven't already, please reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Bold and Beautiful updates. If you're enjoying this Bill Steffy action, click us a thumbs up and definitely drop your comments because I'm sure you've got an opinion on this and I would love to read them. All right. The first reason that I think Steffy should just show up at Bill's house and say, hey, how about we get married instead? Would you mind raising both my kids with me? And of course he'd say, yeah. So the first reason I think this should happen is Bill has not, nor would he ever sleep with Hope Logan. That is the last thing that Steffy needs to worry about. And Liam, I'm certain, will find a way back to Hope's bed eventually, no matter what Hope is saying now. He just wiggles his way back into their lives. All right, number 2, Bill Spencer would never, ever turn his back on Kelly Spencer or another child near something dangerous like the ocean to take a work phone call. It would never happen. Number 3, Bill Spencer has waited so long to be with Steffy that he would love her to pieces. He already promised if she chose him, he'd be devoted only to her. And I believe it. I believed it at the time, and I actually believe it now. He's never, every now and then he'll start talking about her again. Bill would definitely be devoted to Steffy. She would never get rid of him if she walked in his door. The 4th reason is that Bill would never, ever hug Sheila Carter or let that woman near anyone's children. And if he thought for a second that Sheila was coming back to threaten Steffy's life, I am confident that Bill would choke that woman with his bare hands or shoot her with his big golden gun. That's not a euphemism. He actually owns a big golden gun. I've seen it. All right. And the 5th and final reason I think that Bill is the one that Steffy should choose is that it would make Liam lose his freaking mind. He would fly into a fit of befuddled, disbelieving rage. Imagine if Steffy chose Bill and Hope sticks with Thomas. What would Liam do? Would he go steal Felony Flo from Wyatt? We know he likes to steal Wyatt's women, but Felony Flo, come on. Would he date his ex-stepmom Katie like Wyatt did once? Would he pursue Taylor Hayes? Heaven forbid. There's so many awful options to consider. So what do you guys think? What do you think? Would you prefer Bill with Steffy over Liam or Finn? Drop your comments. I'm going to dig in. I'm so excited to read them. Thank you for listening. Come back soon for more on Bold and the Beautiful.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.